She will be there live tomorrow morning with how the Queen is being remembered and honored all around the world. But back here at home, we've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we? The start of football season.
Oh, Lee.
Football.
Can't escape this bullshit.
ESPN, the global leader in sports.
Welcome to the PoP Fantasy Football 2022 Week 1 recap brought to you by PanelsOnPages.com. I'm Jason Nyes representing the Gotham Rogues. Joining me as usual, representing, oh shit, what's your new team name? Run the Justins, representing Run the Justins, Jose Guzman.
You know how hard it was to even change the name to that? And ESPN, make it easier to fucking add a picture.
Wow, that sounded like the sounder. The way you said ESPN was like the exact, like, ESPN, the global leader in sports. Representing Tell 'em Kelly Eats Band-Aids, Dan Mahoney.
I have a picture. It's of a hamburger, and it's filled with Band-Aids because Kelly eats Band-Aids.
And representing the 2021 PoP Fantasy Football champion, Brooklyn Dark Knights, PoP Fantasy Football Commissioner, Tito Cruz.
Jose, you should change your team name to, oh shit, what's your team name?
Your team name should be Forgot My Password. All right, so week 1 is in the books, and whether you got that W or were left holding an L, it had most of us like, OMG. Again, it's only week 1, so don't panic. Save that for next week. So let's send it over to Mahoney with our week 1 scoreboard.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
All right, everybody. If you lost this week, remember, it's time to panic. Drop everybody who didn't perform for you, especially running backs. You got a running back who didn't do well? Drop them. Pick up a new one. Why not? Why not? The scoreboard is taking forever to load over here.
It's all good.
So let's go ahead and switch over to Zencastr. Nope, can't see it there. Let's look at it on my phone.
Oh, I can show you. I can show it to you on Zencastr. Here we go.
Oh, that's okay. It gets so small in there anyways. I got it over here on my phone. It's working much better. All right, so first up, we had Mel and his MILF Hunters against the one and only Mr. Jason Nyes.
That's me.
Boy, that did not work out well for Mel. So, Mel had what, the second pick?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, second pick in the draft.
Eckler.
Which really puts you in position to have a pretty great team. Yeah, picked Eckler. Eckler got him 8 points. Barkley got him 30 points, which
Barkley
is pretty
looking
remarkable.
Like Barkley of old.
Yeah.
And that was a second
scorer
round
on
pick
his
or third
team.
round pick? Second round pick, I think.
Second or third, because I was going for him.
No, he has to be second.
Second
'cause
round,
there's no way he picked-
23rd overall.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way he picked
He
anybody
didn't come
else over
back.
him.
He didn't come back around. That's what happened.
Yeah. But other than that, everybody else pretty much blew up for him. He got 3 points out of his wide receiver, 3.5 out of his other wide receiver, nothing out of his tight end.
Hunter
7 out of
Renfro,
his
that
backs.
mid for mid trade, 3.5.
Oh, yeah. Just a shitty week. We've all had him. 87.5 points for Mel. 122.5 for Nyes. Sheesh.
God,
Sheesh.
Let the man breathe. You're standing on his neck.
And I made
40?
some bad choices too. It could have been much worse.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Well,
could have.
I mean, I suppose.
If I would have started the Buccaneers defense, that's 4 points right there. If I would have started Jamal Williams at running back instead of Amari Cooper, that's another 12 points.
Yeah, but you don't know he's going to score those 2 touchdowns like
True,
that.
true,
Or both
true,
of those
yeah.
2
True.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I did
The
make
Bucs
the
did- the
decision
Bucs
to
defense-
sit the Bucs defense.
Yeah. I'll give you that one. But that's only 4 points. That's
Sure.
not that bad.
Yeah, but that could have gone either
Mahomes.
way because I think the last time they played, it was like a shootout, and the Bucs defense didn't do great because everyone put up points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Mahomes went off big time with 5
Yeah, he did.
touchdowns.
Yeah, he did.
5 touchdowns, 360 yards, 44 points.
And they slowed down. He was going off. They slowed down in the second half.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they had doubled their score. You can't run it up on them at some point.
Yeah, as part of drafting Mahomes as my quarterback, I took the default football skin in Fortnite and turned that into Mahomes instead of Brady. But then they also have the Mahomes skins in Fortnite. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. This is my one little stitious thing that I do is I play Fortnite as my quarterback now.
Love it.
There's worse out there.
I was getting my ass whooped all day, all morning Sunday before kickoff. And I was like, oh, doesn't look good for this season or doesn't look good for this week. And then Mahomes just went off. No Tyreek Hill. Didn't seem to matter.
Didn't fucking bother him at all.
No.
I mean, you put enough talent on the field, eventually, you just catch the ball.
Yeah.
He'll get it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to have a revolving roster of Kansas City wide receivers this season.
I mean, yeah. You don't have to chase them, though. Like, you got the one that matters. Let everybody else try to figure out which wide receiver he's going to throw to each week.
Mm-hmm.
24.5 points out of Cooper Kupp. Excellent pick for you there.
Yeah, very happy.
You always kind of sit and be like, man, I hope that wasn't a fluke.
Right.
But it doesn't appear to have been a fluke.
Well, and just seeing the production on the rest of the Rams, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Who are they playing next? Atlanta?
Oh, shit.
I'll tell you who right now.
Let's see.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah.
Atlanta, yes.
Yeah, Atlanta's about to get fucking whooped.
Right? Yeah.
Whooped. They are so angry right now.
Atlanta better prepare to kick a lot of field goals, right, Jose?
I hope so. I'm going for it. I still might pick up Mariota. Who knows?
Do it. Do it. Why not? Grab Mariota and grab whatever guy Mel keeps dropping.
Before he gets to pick him up and drop him again?
Yeah, exactly. I went in and clicked interested just so that when Mel picks him up again, it'll show him that and he can be like, oh shit, I can't put him back on waivers.
I hate that. They need to stop that.
No, because I'm about to click it right now.
Yeah, I only like to use it as a troll move to be like, well, like I love going on to Jose's team at like 3:00 in the morning and be like, hey, I'm interested in your first round pick.
Just saying I'm interested, you know. I mean, what happens after that happens after that, you know.
Yeah,
just
we'll see.
Just
wanted to know.
Booty call hours. I'm getting interested in your player booty calls from Mahoney.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the people that were on my watch list last season were still on my watch list, and I was going through and like, what the fuck? I don't want this guy. But it was telling everybody else I was interested, like some jerk.
Well, sometimes it doesn't clear your last years.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that here and there. Is like one year I went to add people and it's like, you're full. I'm like, what do you mean I'm full? The fucking season just started. And it was like everybody from last year.
You can't watch any more people, bro.
Yeah, he said, no. You've been reported. You have to stay 30 feet from every football game.
Yeah. Like, we don't know why you're in this neighborhood, but you are not welcome.
You are banned from all Buffalo Wild Wings locations.
I'll tell you what, that Alec Pierce, though, interested.
You know what's funny? So because it's still Mills' week 1 box score, Alec Pierce is here in his lineup. He didn't start him. Yeah, he had him on his bench. He got 0 receptions for 0 yards, scored 0 points, and somehow came away with a concussion. Like, he's in the concussion protocols now. So, like, really just phenomenal week, Alec Pierce. You're crushing it. That was great.
And by crushing it, we mean your brain cells.
Yeah, your fucking brain bobbing around in there. Good job.
Where to next?
All right, next let's go. Let's see. You tell me. Where are you going next?
How about Lee versus Goat?
Let's do it. Lee versus Goat. Lee's very first official game as his very own team manager. The chicken skin duffel bags. Just absolutely ridiculous.
And he's got a real old school leather football man as his icon.
Yeah.
The
He's
chicken
got a
skin
picture.
duffel bags is second in the butthole bandito.
88.5 points, which by all accounts, not great.
Not great.
Unless the person you're going up against scores 68 points. Goat, what happened? Goat was packing
just
for his cruise.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened.
Cam Akers.
Cam
That's what
Akers.
happened.
Well, to be fair to Goat, he
Metcalf
did start a
happened.
bunch of players who didn't do anything.
Daryl
so.
Mooney happened in the fucking Monsoon Bowl.
Devontae
Yeah.
Smith.
But Kelsey
Yep.
showed up, 22 points. Kelsey do what Kelsey do.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah, Devontae
Let's-
Smith with no points. I'll tell you what, that surprised the fuck out of me. I was playing again in another league. Somebody had Devontae. When I saw 0, it's like 0.
Thank the Lord.
Ouch.
That's shocking. Let's go down Goat's lineup here for a moment. Just the zeros, starting and bench.
You
0
go half
points from
points,
Cam
too.
Akers. I'm going to include Darnell Mooney in his half a point as a 0.
Yeah. Might as well be.
0 points for Devontae Smith. 0
Mm-hmm.
points for Alan Lazard. 0 points for Brian Robinson.
Well, Alan
0
Lazard didn't
points
play.
for
Lazard
Dante
didn't
Ford.
play. So
No, he didn't.
Lazard,
He didn't play. Okay.
Yeah, Lazard 0. He didn't play.
Yeah, but even if he did play, it would still be 0 probably because
and
Well,
neither
yeah,
did
with
Brian
that
Johnson.
fucking ass whooping that,
Yeah.
that Green Bay got, quite
Mhm.
possibly.
Yeah, and neither Brian Johnson didn't play either. He's recovering from those gunshot wounds.
no.
Oh, is that the guy who got shot?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
fuck.
shit? Well, what's he? Why is he not on his?
Yeah,
I
you should
don't
go-
know
Bro,
why
what
he's
about
not
injured?
on.
Hurt? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think that
You got
deserves injured
gunshot
reserve.
wounds.
Oh, I think I know
automatic
why.
IR spot.
I think I know why. Goat is busy on a boat right now.
Right, right.
That's
Mm.
why.
I mean, at least he's not in
well.
his starting lineup.
Well, yeah, but when you picked him up, he goes straight on your IR.
Absolutely.
I don't
I
don't
got
know.
a player.
Did
If
he
I have a
draft
player on my roster who has bullets in him, he's on my IR.
I mean, there might be a lot of NFL players with bullets in them, but from not current, you know?
He just
Yeah.
needs a draft Plexico next year.
Yeah.
I heard
Cheddar
Matt
Bob.
Stafford got shot 9 times once. Not really.
And Lee with his first win, huh?
Look
First
at that
game,
guy.
first win.
First week,
Mhm.
first win, and he
Beat-
really just limped his way there.
Beating his
Yeah,
best
Pittman.
good guy friend Goat.
We had to beg him to start a second running back. That was fun.
And he's like, you know
On
what?
Sunday,
How about the
I'm
guy
walking-
that does 1 point?
Yeah.
On Sunday, I'm walking him through the waiver process, how to pick up a player.
He's trying his best.
I
He'll
mean,
get
he's got
there.
Tyreek Hill. He's got Pittman. That could be nasty, but
Mm-hmm.
he'll only put up 13 in what looked like a complete ass whooping against New England.
Yeah.
It's weird because
What-
Lee
Very
says
true.
that he's not big in. And we tried to reason with him about fantasy football. Like, it's all just math. Like, none of these
Yep.
names make a difference. It's math. And he's like, I don't want to do fucking math. And I'm like, dude, like, Lee is a very analytical, smart dude. Like, it's his job to look at these little details. I could see him getting lost in this if he just ignores the fact that it's football, right?
Right. Right.
Maybe he doesn't want to get lost. He knows.
Right,
He knows
exactly.
It's like cocaine.
He's
Once
like-
he sniffs them analytics, he's fucking hooked.
He's gonna be in 5 leagues
Yeah.
next year.
He looks at this degenerate gambler Jose and he's like, no, thank you.
We're gonna be sitting here talking to
Hey.
Lee. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I have him in my money league."
Responsible gambler.
Sure.
He's gonna be ignoring his work because he's doing analytics on fantasy football players.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to tell you how Tyreek Hill performs at a certain time of day.
Yeah,
at
but
a
then
certain-
all of a
certain
sudden,
stadium.
we're watching Fantasy Focus and they cut to Lee.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Lee launches a successful fantasy football TikTok channel.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah,
great.
he's on fucking Pardon the Interruption. He's got his
Yeah.
own ESPN segment.
Just
Remember us
created
when
a
we
monster.
famously-
recording from
Lee's
his
opening
office.
up his own leagues, and he's like, guys, I'm in 2 leagues. I think I got to drop out of this one. This is just too much. I'm in like 20 over here.
I tell you what, Christian McCaffrey getting 13 points, projected for 16.8. I'm not stoked about that, but at least he didn't break his fucking leg. Am I right?
Seriously.
But
It's
also,
early.
you got to look. Cleveland's defense is no slouch. Like, it's not easy to run on them. But the fact that he played the whole game is a win.
Yep.
Double-digit points, did not go out with a broke dick.
That was his second highest scoring player. It was Kelsey, then McCaffrey, then Brady.
Oh my god.
Well,
Yeah.
that was Brady's fucking preseason too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And
he's
yeah,
got
Brady's worried about his impending divorce.
Did you see the thing that he's wearing, like, platform shoes?
Fucking what?
Yeah. Like, you know the shoe, like, you know, Tito, you know the shoes that guys wear that, like, give them an
I
extra
do
3
not
inches?
know.
Yeah, with the goldfish in the heel, right?
Yeah. It, like, Brady's out on the field in, like, platform heels. Like, I don't know if he's, like, trying to give himself an inch above the other players or what, but he looks ridiculous.
That might be something to do with his Achilles or something like that. Or his
Could
calf
be.
muscles.
Could be. He's got his brand new, muscular Squidward face, and his wife moved out, and now he's like, I gotta get tall. Girls,
He's
chicks
into
love
some
tall
strange-
guys.
He's into some strange training techniques, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's
Yeah,
something that.
seriously.
He's trying to build out his ass muscles.
I was
Go-
saying this the other day, and this is worth a mention on this show. So Giselle's mad at Brady because he unretired. He's back in football. She's
Mhm.
moved out of the house.
Also,
I get it.
How much money did they lose on crypto?
Who knows? Probably a ton. But how much money they got plenty.
Sure.
right?
Just go do
So-
a fucking Subway commercial.
Yeah, exactly. But here's my deal. Like, I understand you're like, hey, you're not around enough. It's not working for me. Like, I totally get it. But how are you going to get mad at Tom Brady
Mm-hmm.
for being
Yeah.
too into football? You know what I mean? Like, it's Tom fucking Brady. Like, of course he's too into football. Like, what did you think was going to be your life?
Also,
you know?
just
How
like
do you think somebody gets that many titles? They're
Yeah.
too into football.
sure, you're mad now that he retired and unretired, but it's just a few years away. Just hang in there, you know? And then
Yeah.
you'll be getting that analyst money.
She
Yeah.
is really not happy they didn't go to Miami, I guess.
Oh,
It's just
that's
bizarre.
right. He was going to be part owner of the Dolphins.
He might be full owner of somebody else in 2 years. You know, like, who cares?
Yeah. 25-year-old, if she keeps acting up.
Tom
He's gonna say
Brady's like,
Leo's right. Leo's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tom Brady says, "Send your sloppy seconds my way, bro."
Yeah. He's going
I
to
got you.
kiss his kids goodbye and move on to a 25-year-old.
Mouth
Make
kisses
out with
kids
his son,
goodbye.
and then
Yeah. Unreal. All right, let's
Let
talk
the
about that
greatest
time Tito beat
football-
the shit out of your wife. Nice.
Oh.
135 to 97 and a half.
Tell you what, my wife
Oof.
can take a punch.
That was pretty bad. And you know what? Mary's team did really well. Like, she got a lot of points out of a lot of
Look,
Derrick Henry under 10 points is kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
But other
He
than that,
underperformed.
like, her
did you
team
see the
did
hit?
well.
Did you see the
That
hit?
he
Derrick
took?
Henry? Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never seen that man get lifted off his feet like that.
No. That was like the league
What fucking hit him? A
Setting-
Mack truck?
set. No, he's asking the same thing. He posted that poll on Twitter. What hit me, folks? Help me.
Oh, did he?
No, I don't know. I'm just
Oh,
talking
okay.
shit. But
Joe
yeah.
Burrow with 4 interceptions. Joe Burrow had a
And a
bad game
fumble. And a fumble.
and a fumble.
4 interceptions,
But
still
still pulled off
finished with
20
21 points. Yeah.
Yeah, still did better than Derek Carr. With
Well-
5 turnovers.
Yeah.
So that was her only. I mean, if you want to say a disappointment, that might be her only disappointment. Maybe the Commanders with 3 points.
Probably Elijah Moore, because everyone expected a shitload out of Elijah Moore. And for Elijah Moore to be under 10 digits, like,
Well,
would've-
remember it's
if he
Flacco
was-
that's throwing to him. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not the MILF hunter Zach Wilson.
yeah, but Flacco's usually good for like one game before he gets tired.
Yeah. Well, he is old. How about Corduroy Patterson over there with 20 and a half points?
Yeah, that
Good
would
for
be
him.
the thing I'd be
Yeah,
most disappointed about.
Jose
Corduroy
was not high. Jose wasn't high on him going into the draft.
No one was.
No, well, I thought I was for certain they would phase him more into a wide receiver and lean on that the young running back, but I don't think the young running back really did shit.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Algier, Tyler Algier, is that his name?
Who
The
knows?
rookie.
I didn't
yeah.
expect my wideouts doing good. Jared Allen set it off with those 36 points, and he threw
Mhm.
2 interceptions that game. Hunt stealing 2 touchdowns away from Chubb.
Yeah, but that's what Hunt does.
Devontae Adams. See, my thing with Tito's teams is every single year Tito drafts a team. And you're like, yeah, that looks decent. That looks fine. And then they play a game, and it's like, practically 200 points. You're like, okay.
Yeah. And look at his bench too. 12 points.
I know.
10 points, 10 points, 10 points, 24 points.
Yeah. It's unreal.
His bench would have almost beat
Go.
2 teams.
Yeah.
And Shelbyville didn't do any better. 67.
Yeah. Wild.
Josh
Well,
Allen, man.
Better
The
luck
key
next week,
to
Mary.
that will be when it gets really fucking cold and they can't throw the ball much.
Well, he
He
still
is
throws the
still
ball,
a running back.
and he still can throw the ball because he's used to doing it in Buffalo.
Yeah. That's a big dude, man.
He's a tank, man. He's built like a beast.
He might be able to stiff arm fucking Derrick Henry.
He's the one who like threw someone to the ground this week,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
A cornerback. He just
Yeah.
stiff armed him.
Yeah.
Just grabbed his face and was like, "Fuck out of here!"
Not today, bitch.
How you
We
gonna get
going to the Super Bowl.
How you gonna get
Like that's what I
stiff-armed?
do to Will, you know? Like,
You're getting stiff armed by Josh Allen. You just seeing that mustache the entire time. Like, oh no, this isn't right.
yeah,
I shouldn't be getting stiff armed by a man who grew his first mustache this season.
you're picking yourself up off the ground, just already in your head, playing what they're gonna say to you in the locker room. Like, great, freaking great.
Just doing rehearsals in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Never going to hear the end of this.
Well, speaking of, Jose brought up Shelbyville. Lowest score of the week.
Oh, sorry, Matt. So right before the season started, Matt posted this thing about how he's beaten me 70% of the times we played. So this one was real satisfying.
That 30%, huh?
That's all it takes. Don't that fucking fuel to the fire.
It's funny. Your score is almost 70%.
Almost. See, now, and the kicker is, I think a lot of that was the previous owner of my team. Like, he's beaten my team, but I was not always the owner of my team.
Ah,
so-
that's
You're-
right.
The previous owner of Mahoney's team was Gino.
Right. And Gino was a consummate fantasy football loser.
Yeah,
He
you
was an
played
absentee
Gino
owner.
after week 2. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You were playing players who weren't even in
Right.
the NFL anymore.
Basically
so,
a bye week.
yeah.
So yeah,
So,
Mo
yeah.
can't count that. I mean, Matt can't count that.
Well, it's the computer.
It's not even against Mahoney, though.
Nothing you can do.
I tell you what, I'd count it until somebody called me on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like we're playing
And then just be
Fortnite
like,
last night. We're
"Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah."
don't get up from being knocked and then emote when you get number 1. And then that happened to me, and I was like, God, you better fucking believe I'm emoting.
Thursday night, start of the season. Buffalo defense gives me 18 points, and I was like, well, feeling pretty good about this.
Time to catch up, bitch.
Yep.
Jamar Chase taking off right where he left last season.
Yep, 23 points out of him. I got 19 out of Russell
He
Wilson.
would have had 30 because that may have been a touchdown they didn't challenge.
Yeah. So that was pretty great. My Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton connection worked out pretty decent for me. The only person who didn't work out for me is the one I knew wouldn't. Stupid Cole Kmet. So
He heard what you had to say about him at the draft show, and he
Yeah.
says, "Now I'm gonna fuck you over and not do anything for you."
He
yep.
called in the rain.
And I was like, what am I doing? And dropped him this week. I was going to pick up a different person on waivers, and then I was like, I'm not wasting a waiver pick on a tight end. So I just waited till the dust settled and saw who was left out there.
Yeah, anybody
Who'd you
good?
Sharp.
I got what's his face, Higbee from the Rams. Here's what I'm thinking. The Rams had a real tough week last week. Didn't look all that great. And if what's his face is having arm trouble and can't throw, maybe that tight end is going to start to get a lot of targets. So Higbee had a shitload of targets, but didn't catch any of them. So I'm
I
like,
think
all
he had
right,
like 11
Yeah.
targets.
I'm like, let's see if you catch 8 of those 11 next time instead of like 3 of the 11 or whatever he caught.
You know who
this time,
didn't get
so.
fucking 11 targets?
Who?
Allen Robinson. God damn it.
Allen Robinson. Well, I am.
He was on your bench.
optimistic.
You got you lucked out. He bit some other people in the ass.
Yeah. I'm optimistic for Allen Robinson in the future.
Yes.
But I am pretty wary. And Cole Kmet probably sucked because of that fucking pool that they played that game in.
None of the passing, that game, the numbers on that game, you almost have to toss out.
Yeah.
That
But-
wasn't fair to judge anybody off of.
Oh, of course. And if it was anybody but Cole Kmet, I would stick with that. But fuck him.
Yeah.
I don't care. You give me a 0 and you're a tight end, you're gone. I'm done.
Aaron Rodgers is missing Devontae Adams right now after week one.
Mhm.
Didn't
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers is lucky he's not missing some teeth.
He went undrafted last season, but didn't he take a couple weeks to heat up and then he got drafted?
Yes.
Or-
No.
okay.
Yeah. Well, last year
He looked like
he
shit
picked him
early.
up before he played, I think, and he looked like shit. And then the next week, he came out and was an
did
MVP
like 40.
from there on.
Yeah.
Well, I think what
So-
happens is he takes all this ayahuasca, but it doesn't kick in until he gets he's got to jar the body, and that gets everything flowing in his system. So he goes out there that game one, just gets sacked, gets his ass beat. Now it's all flowing in his body.
Look, he got 3 points out of Rodgers, 4.5 out of Kamara. That's not going to happen this
That's
week.
terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
Kamara's got them ribs.
Yeah, that might happen for Kamara this week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
But
about
that's
Kamara.
okay. He's got his backup running back, Ezekiel Elliott.
And come on. Kamara's definitely got some bullets in him, right?
Probably. Rattling around in there.
Kamara's just praying no footage comes out of him kicking some dude in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be
Is that-
surprised if Matt puts one of his wideouts on that flex spot going into next week.
I mean,
Boyd.
I would.
I
say Boyd.
Who would it be? Boyd? Yeah,
I'd
probably
bring-
No,
Boyd.
I would
I'd
put
bring
Dotson.
Dotson.
I would
yeah.
put Dotson.
No,
We got
yeah,
Dotson.
but I don't think Dotson's going to have the same game against Detroit. Dotson will have a solid season, but I think this game coming up, Boyd will have better numbers than Dotson.
Well, I mean,
All right,
yeah,
but-
Boyd versus
but,
the Cowboys is still not a bad plan.
Let's mark it
I'm
for
just
next
saying.
week.
I'm just saying.
Mark this.
Yeah. Boyd versus
call-
Dotson.
I like it because you got to remember Higgins out, concussion.
True.
Oh, that's right. He got his bell.
And would you take better chances on Burrow throwing to a second wide receiver or Wentz to a second wide receiver? Or a third wide receiver? Because
McLaurin's one.
McLaurin had 11 targets. Dotson had 4 targets. Dotson just cashed in. 2 of them targets were touchdowns.
And the thing is, do
And
you
the way
want to
he caught
start?
him was amazing. Like the dude's got talent. When somebody catches 2 touchdowns like that, that's fucking talent.
And then he also
So-
has McLaurin on his team. Do you want to start both Washington wideouts?
They get funky.
I
I'd say
did that
Boyd.
last year with the fucking Titans wideouts, and that was a disaster for me. So I don't recommend it. We did not mention when we talked about Mel, but let's mention it now because Rex Burkhead is sitting pretty over there on my bench. Perennial loser journeyman Rex Burkhead. Damian Pierce, who was like
Oh.
the entire internet was like, man, this is the steal of the draft. You can get this guy in the 15th round. And then Mel grabbed him with like pick 50, 3.5 points. And like maybe, I don't know, 12 o'clock on Sunday, I'm looking out at the what I like to do is be like, is there anyone I think I might want on waivers if they do well, and I'll try to grab them early so that I don't have to fight for them later. And I'm like, I mean, I get everybody likes this Damian Pierce guy, but like, he is a rookie. What if he sucks? And I was like, I'm gonna grab Rex Burkhead. Let's go, Rex Burkhead. And he got 9.5, and now is projected like for 10 points this week. Like, I don't know. Damian Pierce might not work out.
Yeah, but you're not going to start Rex Burkhead. I don't.
I'm not going to start Rex Burkhead, but
Dare you?
I'm not going to
Dare
start
you.
him. I don't need to
See.
start him, but I'm certainly going to hold on to him because if he
Who
turns
should
into
you
the number
start
one running back in
Burkhead?
Houston, why not?
Over you should.
I'm going to trade him to Lee in 3 weeks. Just you wait.
All right, let's go to Kelly and Vetter, or Kelly Bot
and Vetter.
5000.
Yeah. Well, the Kellybot 5000, things did not go well for them.
I mean, it did all right.
It did all
6-point
right,
loss.
but it lost.
Put-
and if
put-
you
put
have the
100 up.
entire internet at your disposal, you probably shouldn't be losing. So
Well, hey, Matt Berry did not get his picks right every week, and he's supposed to be the main man of pop fantasy or of fantasy football. So give the computer some slack. You know what I mean?
I suppose. It was a close one, at least. 106 to 112. Kellybot loses to Vetter.
This is still a human game that we're dealing with.
Well, I think that might be the
He
Kellybot's
really didn't
problem.
make any bad moves, though.
No, he didn't.
I mean, Kirk Cousins, he doesn't have another quarterback, so like, there's a choice. Jonathan Taylor, you're going to play him. Connor, you're going to play him. Brandon Cooks is supposed to have a big year. He's the only guy you might swap out. Marquise Brown was supposed to be balling. Schultz, balling.
Yeah, but he didn't
Aaron
know
Jones,
that-
you play.
Robbie Anderson was going to go for 18.5.
No,
He didn't know he had Robbie Anderson on his team.
He saw
didn't
that
even
Robbie
want him.
Anderson was on his team. He's like, "What the fuck?"
even
This guy.
James
I mean-
Robinson. For
Yeah,
18
like
and a
James
half,
Robinson-
you don't expect that.
Not coming back off of an Achilles. It's good to
Yeah.
see. I mean,
And when they're
awesome,
saying that
awesome.
ATN was going to take carries from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, it just came down to the 22 fucking points Vetter got from the Pittsburgh defense.
Right.
Yeah.
And all those points came early.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all those turnovers they got.
Yep.
I mean, goddamn,
4
yeah.
interceptions, a pick
he had
six.
Dak Prescott
Yep.
hurt. 4
Prescott only
points.
gave him 4 points.
DeAndre Swift showed up. 25,
Yes.
24, 5.
And Diggs.
ETN, not good. Diggs did Diggs. Deontay, a little low. Waller hit his projection. Chase Edmonds, I mean, it is what it is. But the Steelers saved his ass.
Chase Edmonds and Hunter Renfrow, the mid for mid trade, looks like Vetter got the better part of that deal. 8 points compared to what I think he had 5.5 points on Mills' team. Renfrow
Might
did
even have been less than that.
Yeah, but who won, though?
3.5.
Yeah.
Well, Vetter won as well.
All right. So a wash week 1 on the trade so far.
Well, no, I mean Vetter won across
And
the
Mel
board. He
lost.
won his match. Mel lost his match, and Chase Edmonds had 5.5 more or 4.5 more points than Hunter Renfrow. But it's that long game, and in that long game, they're both going to suck. All right, let's wrap it up.
Probably. All right.
Which I would say is the bad beat of the week. And
Yeah.
one of the only games.
This was a tough one, Jose.
Mahoney already
The
had
fucking
his game wrapped
Denver
up.
coach.
This was one of the only games still going on Monday Night Football, and it was up to the last second. It could have changed.
Yep.
That fucking Denver coach. If that whole if that whole last drive was Javonte Williams instead of split with him and fucking Melvin Gordon.
Or how about this? How about if Williams doesn't fumble on the 1 yard line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Well, also Elijah Mitchell went out with an injury. Keenan
True.
Allen went out with an injury. So
Also
I got a
true.
combined 12 from those guys. Everyone else,
But-
and my kicker got 1.
Michael Thomas, welcome back to the league.
Yeah, that was nice. 19 and a half.
Yeah.
34 and a half from Justin Jefferson. Holy shit. Terrifying.
Jose would have beaten everyone but 2, Tad
But
and
Tito,
Tito.
Ted
Yeah.
and Tito.
That's the worst though when you have that and you
I'd rather
play
get
one you
blown
lost
out.
to.
I'd
Yeah.
rather get blown out than look at my score and see that I would have beaten everybody.
Yeah, Tito's like,
for
oh,
this
if Williams
motherfucker."
hadn't fumbled, you would have lost by a half, and that's almost even worse.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I would have
No,
won
because he would have
had
scored
the
a touchdown.
oh, he
I
would have
would've got-
scored too. Okay,
It
okay.
was on the goal.
okay.
Yeah, it was
He
on the
fumbled
goal
on the
line.
goal line.
So I
Gotcha.
lost the point for the fumble.
You lost
When
2 points for the
instead,
fumble.
I lost 2 for the fumble.
And
Oh my
missed out
God.
on the
I would have
touchdown.
lost by 0.5 if he would have just got stuffed and not fumbled.
Yeah,
That would have been even worse.
yeah.
Fucking
That's what I was.
0.5
That's what
loss.
because I wasn't watching. All my stuff was done by Monday. I wasn't paying attention, so I figured he got stuffed and dropped it. But yeah, if he
Nah.
dropped it and would have been in, then
He got
terrible.
fucking slammed into. He got hit where he flew back 5 feet backwards. The ball flew 20 feet forwards.
Oh,
He got lit.
the
But
ball
other than that,
didn't
he was
realize it had run off the cliff like the fucking coyote. It just it did. It just kept moving forward till it looked down. It was like, oh
But
shit.
let's look at Todd's team. 19 points from the Dolphins defense.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nuts.
That's
Yeah.
probably their high for the season.
Absolutely.
And fucking Clyde Edwards-Helaire having the greatest scoring game of his fucking life.
Yeah, seriously. Everybody was like, I was paying attention to all those Kansas City running backs because they were like, we don't know who's going to be in charge here. And I was like, well, never mind. Like, it's him.
And then AJ Brown with his first, regular season game with Philly with 20 points. That's Mahoney's homeboy from last year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good for him. He had like 2 good weeks last year. Hopefully he does better than that this year.
CD Lamb with 3.
Yeah, once
Dalvin Cook with a mere 11. Dalvin Cook, Henry, some of these big backs, Eckler, all these half the first round big time backs, not producing big time numbers.
Yeah.
Again, it's week 1.
It is, and some of these guys don't play all fucking preseason, so a lot of players, this is their preseason, week 1. Now we're making a lot of money. We're 0-1 in our division. Get your shit straight, and let's fucking go win week 2. And I think there's going to be some pissed off teams. The Broncos, I don't think are going to put up 16 points next week.
Yeah.
I think they're going to put up a fucking lot.
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Rams, I don't think they're going to put up shitty numbers next week.
I'm interested to see how the Rams bounce back.
Yeah. If they don't bounce back with like a big you can't have a game where it's just Cup again.
Yeah.
Because you're not winning the Super Bowl.
You have to establish that running game. You have to do something, whether it's Henderson or Akers or whoever. They went going into this week. They said they have to get Allen Robinson more involved, which absolutely.
You don't say.
It can't just fall on Cooper. It can't just be, Stafford kisses the ball and tosses it to Cooper.
Please
I
let
never
it
even
fall
saw
on
him
Cooper.
like look his way. I didn't even know if he was on the field. I didn't know if he got hurt or not. Like, where are you?
All right.
I hurt myself.
Well, let's take it to Tito with our updated standings following week 1.
You guys have no idea how much I love that sounder. That's this very simple. Either you're 1-0 or 0-1.
Right.
Because there's no fucking ties. I hate fucking ties. In the Butthole Banditos division, myself and Johnny Rodriguez are 1-0.
Oh my God, tied for first.
Tied for first.
Chicken
And
skin duffel bags tied for first.
we go head to head this week.
Oh my God! So you guys are playing for all the foreskins.
And Mary and Goat are both 0-1. And again, they go head to head this week. At the trouser seats division, Vetter and Mahoney are 1-0 with Kelly and Matt, or Kellybot, excuse me, and Matt coming in at 0-1. And over at Don't Make It Weird, Tad and Nyes both at 1-0 with Jose and Mel at 0-1.
We're gonna make it so weird.
All right, Mahoney, what can we expect for week 2?
No,
week
no,
two.
no, no.
Oh, the Sounders. That's right. Week 2 is shaping up to be a very interesting week. As Tito just said, this is the other half of our division. So a lot of teams that are 0-1 facing a lot of teams that are 1-1. So this is a really great chance to put some distance between yourself, and you could tie it up in your division, or you could find yourself with a bit of a lead, and that would be a great way to be. So
Yeah, usually if I were to lose week 1, I'd be like, oh, it's week 1. I got plenty of games left to play. It doesn't matter. But winning week 1, I'm like, I don't ever want to lose again. Let's keep this going.
You lose week 1, you're like, yeah, whatever, no big deal. You lose week 1 and week 2, you're like, this is not great.
Everything's on fire.
Yeah. Pay attention to those playoff percentage numbers, which is the last column of the standings. I'll let you know.
Yep.
Don't want to pay too much attention to those right now.
No, not now. But
it is still early, but it is important. You do not want to find yourself in an early hole. Remember that season I went like 0-6 to start it out, and rebuilt my entire thing with like Kelly's two greatest running backs in history, and still couldn't climb back to the wild card. Like, it's unbelievable. So, speaking of Kelly, his robot faces me this week. He's projected to beat me by 2, but I do not care about the projections this year. I think my team is under projected. They were last week. I think they are again this week, and I'm feeling pretty good. So
what is Kelly allowed to do? Is he allowed to make moves here and trades and stuff like that? Of course, he is.
Kellybot's allowed to do whatever. I just don't know what Kellybot is programmed to do. So
there you go.
Like, Kellybot can do anything besides like send dick pics, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
I mean,
the moment you tell a computer he can't, he will.
I did install some software so that Kellybot can install a fleshlight.
Nice.
Tito's just gonna get a picture of just a real long chain of O's and ones.
Like that fucking link you sent us that time.
Mahoney, I see you put Gabe Davis in.
I sure did. You know why? Because last week, and this is what drives me crazy. Last week before the game, I'm looking at my lineup and I'm like, I kind of want to sit DJ Moore and start Gabe Davis. And I'm like, no, that's silly. Like, you're being ridiculous. Like, leave it be. Go with the numbers. Trust the algorithm. Like, you're going to be fine. And then Gabe Davis outscores DJ Moore. And I'm like, God damn it. I should have done what I wanted to do. And it was before Matt's team completely fell apart that I was just like, we were still fairly close. And I was like, man, if I lose because I sat Gabe Davis instead of DJ Moore, I'm going to be pissed at myself. But it all worked out, but I learned my lesson this week, so I'm rolling with it.
I don't know if you learned anything.
We will see.
All right, who's next?
Plus, after I made that decision, and this is important that it was after I made that decision, I saw a TikTok talking about how DJ Moore has been disappointing with 3 separate quarterbacks now. And I said, aha, confirmation bias. Thank you, TikTok.
Yeah, DJ Moore. Maybe it's not them.
Yeah, exactly. The only common link in all your dysfunctional, shitty relationships, DJ Moore, is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't blame the quarterback anymore.
Yep.
DJ Moore's like, it's because I sweat too much.
All right, next up, we've got Tito takes on Lee. High off his first win. This is a 1-0 team versus a 1-0 team, so somebody's losing.
Mm-hmm.
Lee,
that division's going to shake up because you got the 0-0 versus 2, so somebody's going 0-2.
Yep.
And then everyone,
well,
some 1-1s.
Everybody in the division has somebody that's going to go 0-2.
Ooh, it's about to get funky.
Lee, if you're listening to this,
And we know you're not.
log in to the ESPN fantasy football site. Your team needs you.
Yeah, seriously, you gotta take Mike Davis out of your lineup. What are you doing?
He only had Davis in because Dobbins was out. So if Dobbins
I
is
know,
going to
but I
play,
still wouldn't have picked Mike Davis. I would have picked Rex Burkett. All right, then we got Goat, fresh off his beating from Lee, ready to face Mary, fresh off her beating from Tito. So
Coin flip.
See, I don't know how they have Brady projected with more points as Burrow. I see Burrow.
yeah,
outscoring.
that's wild, huh?
I mean, Brady had a low-scoring week.
Well, who's playing who? Who the Bucks are playing?
New
Bucks are
Orleans.
playing
New Orleans.
And
Burrow's
Cincinnati's
playing
playing Dallas.
In Your Eyes 2012 Remastered by Peter Gabriel.
Okay, Google, stop. Hang on. I don't know what
Peter
the fuck is
Gabriel?
happening or how to turn
Gabriel's
this off.
playing in the NFL now.
Fucking goddamn.
All right. The
Siri,
Kelly bot
play Shock
has
the
been
Monkey.
defeated.
By
Fuck.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, fucking Google about to play. Oh, come on. You get it. You get the joke. Never mind. iTunes was like,
She has Henry and Chubb. They're both gonna have better games than they did last week.
Mm-hmm.
She put Patterson.
Henry's got
in her
that Buffalo
flex.
defense.
Well, Patterson should be a flex. He's earned it.
Yeah, I'd start Patterson at the flex. And she already did. See,
Goat
Mary's
starting
so good.
Devontae
She's already
Smith.
out there.
I don't know why Goat's starting Devontae Smith after last week. He
Yeah,
sat
no shit.
Cam
You
Akers.
guys
on a
show
boat.
me something 2 weeks in a row before.
Goat hasn't made any adjustments. He's on a boat.
that's
No, he
right,
put
that's right.
Robinson on his IR spot.
Oh yeah.
Which is
now
funny.
he's got him there.
He was
He
able to
did
do
pick
that
up Jeff
on a
Wilson.
Goat was able to do that on a boat, and Jose couldn't figure it out.
What are you talking about? Well, I didn't have trouble picking up anybody
No.
Putting somebody
in
on
your
the
eye.
IR.
spot.
because you used to be able to just hit the move and drop them in there.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't let me
Mhm.
drop them in there.
Hit the move like a pedigree?
No, the big button that says
Oh, okay.
fucking move. The action button.
Gotcha. Well, Mary, let's hope that Goat's still on a boat this week.
Yeah, a goat.
Keep him
boat.
stuck off the coast of Florida where he is right now.
Yeah.
He stays long enough.
Goat hanging off
Tampa
the edge of
game.
his boat looking for black mermaids.
Who's next?
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Matt and Vetter. Matt and Vetter projected to basically tie 98 to 97.
So he picked
And
up
honestly,
Ryan as his
I hope
quarterback.
they do tie. Yeah, that's wild. So Matt lost what's his
Dak.
name? Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott is down. And Tito was certain that he had the whole plan figured out for where Vetter would go, but he was wrong. He went Matt Ryan, which
Oh,
is
he went Ryan.
obviously because Vetter enjoys a giant ass neck.
So let's see what Matt did to his lineup, what changes he made. McLaurin's in there, Schuster's in there. Hayden Hurst is now his tight end. And Boyd, he put Boyd in his flex. So he's listening to Jose here.
I'm just saying. I think I would trust Burrow throwing to Boyd over.
And he's benching Elliott, which I think is a smart move.
Yeah.
Because Zeke does not perform well when Prescott's not in there.
I think after this season, if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't produce at all, we should ban him from being drafted.
Oh, he might not be able to be drafted.
Right.
If he doesn't perform well this year.
Yeah. If Ezekiel Elliott has another bad year this year, then the loser of the league is going to be forced to draft him in the first round. Number one overall pick.
I
Zeke
wonder how
Elliott.
much, to Mahoney's, on the draft show, what Mahoney said. I wonder how much thought Matt has given to benching Rodgers for Stafford. if any.
Oh my God! Like I would say after week 2, if Rodgers still puts up 3 points, yeah, he's getting benched.
Yeah,
For me,
you got to give Rodgers the benefit of the bounce back game, especially after it happened last.
Plus they're playing Chicago.
Remember, here's the problem though. Sure, Rodgers put up 3 points or whatever he put up last week. 3, but Stafford put up 9. So
True.
Once again, you got 2 quarterbacks filling up 2 spots on your roster, both giving you basically the same thing, like a 6-point difference.
You would hope Rodgers would be outscoring everybody, but again,
you would hope.
I don't know. You're gonna have to drink a lot of ayahuasca to make that receiving core better.
Everybody's gonna have to drink ayahuasca. You're gonna have to put it in the cheese up there.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the cheese. It's like they're all a bunch of dogs.
They're all wearing cheese heads laced with fucking ayahuasca like Hendrix.
Yeah, it's in like a headband in the cheese head.
Yeah.
It just soaks into their skin. Dude, let's do
all
ayahuasca.
Right,
we should do the final show of the year on ayahuasca.
Shit, we should draft next year. Everyone does ayahuasca.
There we go. That's the loser's punishment. You have to draft on ayahuasca.
Shit, I'm tanking now.
Tanking now.
Jose's like, is the fantasy football league fronting
Elliott
me?
first pick and a full cup of ayahuasca. Let's go.
I draft you, crazy pink bear.
Crazy pink bear. All right, you're gonna like this one. Next up, we got Mel and his Melf Hunters with Tad's Earls of Risk. Mel doesn't have Kittle in his lineup because Taysom Hill is taking over his tight end spot.
That's not
Well,
true.
shit, San Francisco might not have Kittle in their lineup.
Fair, but right now he's
not
projected to play.
Let's see his latest.
Taysom Hill is
He's not practicing. He's not practicing Wednesday, so he didn't practice today. So it really depends if he practices Friday. That's usually your key if they're gonna play or not. If they practice on Friday.
Yep.
But
he might not play, but he's projected for 9 points right now. So
he is listed as questionable.
We will see.
Another
Let's
coin.
see what CeeDee Lamb does.
You don't play Kittle until he comes back.
Fair.
But if he's playing, you play him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't play Taysom Hill over a healthy there Kittle. But
I don't think he would
maybe
either.
as like a throw in if Kittle doesn't play week 2 and you hope Taysom gets a rushing touchdown. Because here's what, as long as Kamara is nursing hurt ribs, depends on how non-active, because he was barely active in that game. So if he's the same not so active, we may see more Taysom Hill.
Yeah, so when I went out to look for tight ends this morning, I think Taysom Hill was still there. I looked at them all last night, so it was either last night or this morning. And whatever time I looked at Taysom Hill, I was like, ooh, 14.5. And I know he's like, the guy's versatile. So like, that might be the move. And I click in and I'm like, 1 target, 1 reception, 2 yards, 14.5 points. I was like, I don't think I can trust that. Like,
well, because he's not going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you're hoping he either throws a touchdown or he rushes a touchdown. But the chances of him unless it's like a screen where it's just like a quick pass and everyone's blocking for him, like, I don't think you can hope for him to get a fucking 40-yard touchdown catch. No. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I
get it.
Lean on.
They might run him a bunch, but I was like, I can't trust that. So,
who's your tight end?
What's his face from the Rams? Yeah, because I think Stafford's arm is hurting him, and I think he's going to be throwing short.
Higbee's going to have a better year. I mean, Taysom, he's a gimmick, and you hope they need a gimmick, and you hope the gimmick works.
All right, last matchup of the week.
Who the fuck knows?
Last match of the week is the Run the Justins versus the Gotham Rogues. Holy shit, are you guys going to do this from the pool?
We might.
You
Thinking
should.
about it, somebody needs to drop some goddamn chlorine in.
This is the first. This is the first of 3 matchups for these two guys.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
We're gonna get a
And
rubber
look at this lot. Like Herbert, 24 and a half points. Mahomes, 25 and a half points. Like Williams, 12 and a half. Montgomery, 10 and a half. Like you guys are projected like right there. Jefferson, 15 and a half. Cup, 16. Like everybody's projected to be like right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting.
I tell you what, no matter what happens, no matter where we end up watching football on Sunday, no matter who wins, one thing's for sure. We will smoke a lot of weed.
Very true.
That's
Jose,
true.
what are you feeling with this Chargers defense here? Chargers defense versus the Chiefs?
Oh,
I'm
please.
feeling I picked them and I'm sticking to it. I mean, but here's the thing is Mahomes has also shown the ability to throw a lot of picks. So
Okay.
okay. So let's look at this.
It looks like Harrison Butker is officially out, so I can put him on my IR.
Nice.
Yeah, did you see what he rolled his fucking ankle?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But then he still came in and kicked a 50. So
Yeah.
fucking
Wow.
Red Zone did not work for us all day on Sunday, so I was just stuck with whatever games
Nailed
were
it.
being played locally. But I was able to watch the Kansas City game, and I saw Butker roll his ankle live, and I was like, well, that's not good. And then I saw that Younghoe was still available, and I was like, I'm going to keep my eye on him.
he's like, Jose wants Mariota. I'm gonna get him.
I don't give a shit about that. I knew you were full of it. I'm just glad that I forced your hand and made you pick a kicker as your
No, I
number
was
one
taking
waiver.
a kicker anyway.
Mm,
Yeah, but I took the kicker as my one waiver because I had a better chance of getting both guys I wanted that way than not.
gotcha.
Because I didn't need a tight end. But if he's going to be kicking field goals that long all season, I'll take him. Because fucking Patriots need to get their shit straight.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
So I didn't go with my usual draft strategy this year and barely drafted any Buccaneers. I had the Buccaneers defense. And then on waivers, I picked up both Ryan Suckup and Julio Jones. By the end of the season, my team's just going to be all Buccaneers watch. You want to trade me a Buccaneer? Let me know.
Oh my god.
All right. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
All right. Final thoughts, Tito, going into week 2.
All right, week 2. Panic. No.
Be fucking scared.
It's all on fucking fire.
No, just take it easy. Just pay attention to what's going on. Like Mahoney said, like sometimes it's worth. I don't know if it's worth losing the first game. I wouldn't go that far because I hate losing any game. But if you're gonna losing early doesn't necessarily suck because you could bounce back from that. You get those early waiver picks. You kind of figure out who's gonna be the standout, who's surpassing who in the depth chart. So there's a ton of room for improvement.
Yeah.
So pay attention.
Well, it's funny because not only does your team, your individual fantasy football team, have room for improvement, but the entire roster of the NFL has room for improvement. Could be a completely different league 4 weeks from now. So,
Yeah, I mean, no shit. How many starters went down? Like 3 running backs? 3
And we
starting
said it.
running
We
backs
said
got
it in
hurt?
our pre-draft show, like our draft show. Like somebody always gets hurt week 1, week 2, that you don't anticipate. They don't see what's happening. You've already seen Prescott go down. You've already seen a few guys go down. So
Watch
and
that.
this is
Alec
when backups
Pierce down
when
with a
backups step up.
concussion.
Oh, I'm so interested in him.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, he looked great. Alec Pierce caught every ball they threw to him.
How many did they throw to him?
None. 0 balls. And he still managed to get concussed. Imagine playing a whole football game, they don't throw the ball to you once, and someone still gives you a concussion. You're like, what the fuck are you hitting me for? I don't have the ball. Leave me alone. I'm a wide receiver.
He got a concussion on the celebration. When Pittman caught a touchdown, they did that headbutt celebration, and he fucking took himself out.
All right, Mahoney, what kind of mental warfare are you waging this week?
The mental warfare I'm going to wage this week is, all those players you dropped this week to pick up the flash in the pan week 1 people? They're all going to do so fucking well, and you're going to be kicking yourself all season.
Yes. If I can offer some advice, don't go back and look at who you dropped on waiver wire, because it's like going and looking at your ex's Facebook page. It's just going to make everybody sad.
Especially don't look back at the guy you dropped 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to look at him when you go to drop him a 5th time.
But yeah, I guess you got to look at him when you pick him back up.
So, Mahoney, are you telling me that you expect Cole Kmet to bounce back from his week 1?
I honestly do expect Cole Kmet to bounce back.
That's going to be the kicker.
1.
He's going to be the biggest bounce back. Cole Kmet, 3 touchdowns, 15 receptions on 30 looks.
We will see. I mean, if you saw footage of that game, they played in like a fucking pond. Like, it was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really unfair to hold any of those players, like, have any expectation that they would have done well in that game. But it's Cole Kmet. I did what I love to do, which is look at the rankings and be like, I'm not carrying a player that is far lower ranked than somebody sitting out here in free agency, am I? And I was. And I was like, goodbye, Cole Kmet. That's all I need to know about you.
Yeah. But those rankings are just based on the week 1 scores, right?
No. The rankings are from like the quote-unquote experts. But if the consensus is that Cole Kmet is like the 27th ranked tight end, and you can get like the 11th ranked tight end, like what are you rolling with Cole Kmet for, Well,
I mean, my point being, I'm looking at Younghoe Koo right now, who's ranked number 1 now after scoring 18 points.
Not like the score rank. Not that. The rankings. If you go into the
power rankings, the consensus.
I'm looking at the power rankings right here. PRK, right?
PRK? I don't know what that is.
That's the perk rankings. That's what kind of perks they get when they're traveling.
Position rank, right?
No.
Okay.
Position rank is how many points they've scored compared to everybody else in that position.
Right. That's what I was getting.
The position rank is the current point ranking of the players. But there is an overall, like, of all the tight ends, this guy is listed here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because he should be producing this.
Right.
He's this tier of a tight end.
Exactly. But I do like to look at both of those things, Nice. You are right, especially with kickers. Like, I don't like to get too far into the season carrying a kicker who's, the 12th ranked kicker from a position rank perspective, when somebody else, for whatever reason, is putting up more points. So
you guys are gonna have to show me where these rankings are.
Multi-dimension.
Okay.
Well, yeah, have Jose show you just in time for you to use him against him in this matchup this week.
I'll show you Monday.
Speaking of Jose, final thoughts on ayahuasca. What's up? Can we get some?
I am watching this move counter, and I am very curious if Mel takes home the title of most moves in one season.
I think you're getting a little fixated on Mel, you guys.
No, I'm just talking moves in general. I like keeping track of the moves. I like to see who's making moves.
If he listens to this episode, he's going to stop making moves.
Could it be that Jose is the MILF hunter?
Hunting the most
Going
dangerous
for
game. Melfs.
Well, Mel's got 5, and then we got a 4-way tie for second with 2 moves. Turd, Gotham, me, and Mahoney.
Have I made 2 moves? Oh yeah, I have made 2 moves. Because I picked up fucking what's his face.
Mary, Kellybot, and Thatcher. Only 3 teams with 0 moves. Thatcher says, "Fuck you, I got my own team."
I will give a crisp $5 bill to anyone that could get Tad to trade anyone with them.
Yeah.
$5.
And I'll give you $10 million if you can get him to trade with me.
Yes! Yes! All right. That being said, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Panels on Pages on YouTube at youtube.com/panelsonpages. We got Pop Fantasy Football live every week at 9 p.m. Chat with us live in real time. And then we got the Panels on Pages podcast live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Download Pop Fantasy Football on your favorite podcast app. We got merch at merch.panelsonpages.com. Join the Pop Discord at discord.panelsonpages.com and get involved in the discussion in the Pop Fantasy Football channel. As always, we'll leave you with some parting words from the late, great John Madden. This week, in honor of the Queen, Judy Hopps is an independent woman with a job and authority and a thick, round, bunny ass. On behalf of Tito Cruz, Dan Mahoney, Jose Guzman, and myself, Jason Nyes, thanks for joining us for the Pop Fantasy Football 2022 Week 1 recap. Good luck to everyone in this league and beyond, and we will see you next week.
ESPN, the global leader in sports. All things fuck.